Okay, so Eva, um, you run the forum,
Yes,
and I have just discovered from you that you
yes,
actually haven't walked the Camino,
no,
which surprised me
yes,
because the forum is huge, and that was my go-to place when I was, preparing for my Camino.
yes.
So tell us the story
Let
behind.
me
Yeah,
explain the whole story. So I'm Norwegian, and I went to the US to study. I went in '96, and I finished. Did an MBA with a technology focus, and then after I finished my education, I worked for Deloitte Consulting for a few years, and I worked in e-learning. I was doing helping businesses create e-learning training programs and sessions. I was doing the technical part of it, and afterwards, my wife got a job at Colorado State University in Colorado, and I moved there, and I then got a job with Colorado State University, helping the professors convert their in-class courses to an online class. This is the long way of getting to my answer.
yeah.
So anyway,
That,
so
that, that
so so the thing is that
yeah,
I created these online courses, and I helped the professors create them, and they became small communities because all the students were from all over the U.S. No one ever met each other. The professor didn't even meet face to face with the person or the students. They were all
yeah,
over, and we created these small communities. So after a few
yeah.
years in the U.S., we decided to go back to Europe. My wife is from Spain, from Galicia, so we ended up in Santiago. So I came to Santiago not knowing anything about, didn't even know the Camino existed almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I arrived here, we moved here, and I didn't know anything about the Camino, nothing. But I had this idea, and I didn't speak Spanish at the time, and I wanted to find a job. First, I was trying to find a job in Spain, in Galicia, in Santiago, like any other one, would try and look at the papers, try and find work. But I realized,
Yeah,
first of all, if you don't speak Spanish, you can't get a job. Second of all, if you want to have a job in Galicia that is really interesting, you probably have to create it yourself because there's no really big companies here. Most of the bigger companies are in Madrid, and it's too far to, you can't commute. It's very difficult. So I decided, well, while learning Spanish, I'm going to create. First, it was a blog. It was santiagotoday.com. It was a blog. I just wrote on the blog, created blog posts about what's going on in Santiago, took some pictures and wrote a little. And then I realized that the comments on the posts were becoming like interaction with, like it became not, it was like 10 people maybe that would comment.
yeah.
And I said, well, why don't I can install this forum program, and then we'll see what it happens. And at the time, there was another uh, Camino community called Santiago Biz. It was a Yahoo email group. Had, I don't remember, 900 people on it. But the problem with the email group is that every question and every reply to any question went out to the whole email list. So if you signed up for it, you got a lot of emails because you got everything sent to you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the forum became a nicer way of doing it because you
Okay.
only get reminded of the questions that you were interested in, and you can go there. So a lot of people that was on the Santiago Biz email list started to come to my forum, and that's how it kind of got a kickstart. It's
Yeah.
and then
So,
it,
so,
it yes, sorry.
yeah. Yeah, no, so when did you actually, you said you hadn't even heard of the Camino before you got to Santiago.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I
so when did you start discovering, okay, well, what's this Camino all
well,
about?
this was in 2004 when I moved here. So
Yeah,
of course, there were a lot of people walking at that time still either, as well. But and I realized when you're walking around the street, you could see them. It wasn't
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
like you
yeah,
couldn't see it.
yeah,
I realized that because another thing that I also wanted to do when I moved here is to try and stay connected with the outside world a little bit, because Galicia
yeah,
is up on the left corner of Spain, and uh, I wanted to stay in touch with the outside world because
yeah,
be living in the U.S. and I'm from Norway, and I wanted to be as
yeah,
international as I could. That was another, and
Yeah.
I saw all these foreigners walking with backpacks in Santiago in the streets, and I'm thinking maybe I could do something there. And I also saw the people commenting on my photos from Santiago that was not really pilgrim related at all. They were pilgrims, foreign pilgrims
Right.
that saw photos that they recognized and they commented on it. So the
Right.
connection kind of started to be created there with the idea of maybe I could start something. And the forum was a hobby for 9, 10 years.
Wow.
And it was only in the last few 6, 7 years that I'm actually making a living of running it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like a full-time living, or have you
Yeah,
got another
yeah.
job
Now,
as well?
well, I have the online store. I sell guidebooks and
Yeah.
things like that, and then
Wow.
yeah. So that's become my job. It's with the luggage storage I
Wow.
do as well. Yeah. So I have the luggage storage, the online store, and then the advertising and the donation from the forum.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the luggage store, is that an actual, I haven't seen it in
Yeah, yeah.
Santiago, but is it like a shop or?
It's a room that it's actually my office. I started it in my office, and then now actually I've rented a larger room that I store people's luggage. Because what happens a lot is people like you coming from Australia, they also come with another suitcase. They have the
Yeah.
backpacks, they're walking, but they come with something else. So
Yeah.
what people do is they ship it to me when they start walking, before they start walking, and then I store it until people arrive, and then they come and pick it up.
Yeah. Great. Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
yeah,
And
so
so,
yeah.
so after all this time now on the with the Camino Forum, you've got all this advice about how to walk a Camino. So when's your turn?
Well, I have a son, 3-year-old, so I'm thinking maybe I'll do one with him one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the thing
Yeah.
is that, and this is an excuse, I know, but still, it's my official excuse.
No,
Is
it's
that
real. Yeah.
Is the luggage storage thing is that if I don't have any employees, which means if I leave for a week, people won't get their luggage because I always have luggage, except from
Yeah.
these days when there's no one walking. Actually, for the first time
Yeah.
in many years, there's nothing I have. So
Yeah.
I have nothing, but
So you,
which
so you need
means
volunteers.
because if I
maybe.
have luggage, it means I have to be there all the time because no one knows
Yeah.
when they finish. They can give me an
Yeah.
estimated date, but something happens. Some
Yeah.
people get injured, and suddenly they bus from Burgos, and then they come the next day. So I
Yeah.
have to be
Yeah.
there every day. So for the luggage storage, I'm in the office actually in this summer season 7 days a week, not the whole day on the weekends, but I have to be there because sometimes people come in and have a plane the next day, and they have to get their suitcase. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I know
Wow.
so I came to the Camino from a very different angle than most people.
Yeah, yeah, but thank you, because honestly, that the forum was definitely my go-to, because I'm not on any social media, so
Yeah.
I know there's a Facebook Camino group and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for someone like me that's got no other social media, and being free for people just to find information,
Yeah.
and then I appreciate it. So now I donate, as well, because
thank you.
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the donation makes a big difference. It's a big part of how I make my living is doing that.
Yeah.
Donation, which is very nice. Of course, it's
Yeah.
difficult to run a forum. It was easier when we were smaller, less people on it. But now with so many people, it gets more and more difficult. But
Yeah.
with the moderators that do a great job helping me,
Yeah.
I think we do a good job. But there's always room for improvement, and there's always people
Yeah.
complaining that we're not doing a good enough job, and you should do more of this and less of that. And,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many opinions about everything, isn't there, on the
Yes.
forum? But I really like your rules. You've got sort of some guidelines about, to keep it focused on just helping people with their Camino preparation, before, during, and kind of after.
Yeah.
And those rules kind of set those nice boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, for the first 5-6 years, I decided I didn't want any rules, and I didn't have rules, and I was just saying, we're all grown-ups. We should be able to figure this out.
Yeah.
But
they're guidelines, not strict rules.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just kind of boundaries to be safe, and
Yeah. So we try our best, but it's.
Yeah.
it's
And the
always
moderators, are they volunteers or do
they're
they get?
volunteers, yeah, just
Oh,
very nice
yeah,
people that decided that they want to help out somehow, and I'm very grateful to them. They're,
yeah.
we try, and I
Okay.
try to have them. We try to set it up so and really the moderators and me together are the ones running it now. I don't. I feel like the forum is ours, and I'm just the lucky one being given the rights to run it and to overlook it. But it's not mine in a way. I feel like I'm working for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's that community,
Yeah,
like electronic community that you sort of started with, and the
yeah,
skill set that you have. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's nice. Yeah,
Yeah, so it turned into something you couldn't have planned it. When I started it,
yeah.
2004, you couldn't have planned this, but I
No.
was very lucky. So I feel very lucky
Yeah,
now that I'm working on things that I like,
yeah.
and I'm not a very very active hiker, but I like to be outside, and we always outside as much as we can. Being Norwegian, I think it comes from there because Norwegians are usually outdoorsy people.
Right.
But no, but I do like the hiking and being active outside.
Yeah,
So
lovely.
one day I'll
Yeah,
do it.
and yeah, I'm sure you will. Maybe as a family or with your son,
Yeah,
Lucas. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
and you can do little pockets of it.
exactly.
Like a
Living
day
here
trip
is
here and
easier.
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can just take the
exactly,
bus out in one day and just walk a stage.
exactly.
Yeah, come back in
Yeah,
the afternoon. Really. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So anyway,
Beautiful.
yeah,
I'd recommend the part. I mean, there's so many beautiful spots, but like
yeah,
close to you, like from Rubbernal,
yeah,
you know, yeah, I just really liked Glacier.
yeah,
Like, yeah. But
yeah,
anyway,
yeah. It's
it's all
very nice.
good.
And of course I've driven all on my I've driven almost not all the caminos, but like the section, like the areas where the camino goes through. So I know, for example, I've driven up. My in-laws live up close to where the Camino del Norte comes in, like around Mondoñedo and around there. And I could see that just going out of Mondoñedo is like at the bottom of a valley, and you could just see the first start of that day, the first part of that day is just straight up. So
Yeah.
I could imagine how
Yeah.
people.
I think the north is, yeah, really up and down, isn't it? The
Yeah,
Camino de North. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
well, thank you for
Well,
asking me all
lovely.
these questions.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's
And just one more, like
yeah,
future for the forum,
yep.
or like you got any kind of future
Uh,
plans, or
Future plans. No, not really. I'm doing these video things. These things I just started a few weeks ago, which is something that I just wanted to try because I know
yeah,
people are sitting at home thinking about the Camino and can't really go anywhere. So I thought this would be a good idea. So,
yeah,
and I know I'm going to get better at it, but it's something that I just wanted to try and just, doesn't
yeah,
cost anything.
yeah. Love
So,
it because
yeah, so I don't have any
that's the
really,
Camino spirit. Yeah,
yes,
just
exactly. I think so.
Camino spirit. Just try, just
It's
whatever. If it doesn't
exactly.
work, who cares? Yeah,
Yes. Exactly. So that's the plan. There's for the forum. There's nothing new really that I'm thinking of, and I always open for suggestions to how to do things better. So
yeah.
if people have ideas, send me an email or PM me, and uh, yeah. So these days with the virus situation, we have Lucas,
Mm.
my son, is at home, so I can't. He's not a daycare, which means I get to work less. So I hope if people email me that you have um, understanding that I'm not going to be able to respond right away, but
Yeah,
I'll get
and
to
I,
it.
and I like how at the start of this chat, if you
Yeah.
call it that, you said, "Oh, hang on, I have to go and cut some apple for Lucas."
Yes, because my wife has a scheduled meeting at the same time. She's upstairs doing a video call as well, and Lucas is down here watching some cartoons now, eating some apples. So I just told you
Love it.
he may come in and interrupt, but that's how it is.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. That was
Okay.
really
Thank you,
fun.
Bridget.
All right. See ya.
Ciao.